मंगलम भगवान वीरो मंगलम गौतम प्रभु।
ॐ नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो वचायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहूणम्।
Jai Jirendra and welcome to Mangalam. Today we have an exciting program for you. In the beginning, we will hear Gurudev Chitrabhanuji explain us the 9 elements and how the interplay of these elements structure our spiritual journey. Please enjoy. Thank you.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पठमं हवै मङ्गलम्।
Your question is very meaningful. It's a good question. Why there is so much suffering? Is it your question? No? So much suffering and less of pain. Birth is suffering. And after birth, to grow is suffering. Growing is suffering. And then to get job, get married and have relationship. And then old age is suffering. Death is suffering. Separation from the dear one, the loving one, the present thing is suffering. Meeting and staying with those things or with those people whom we don't like or they don't like is suffering. So suffering is more and happiness or pleasure is very short. Why? And every school of philosophy has tried to find out an answer. But somebody said God has created. The question comes, why should God create this kind of problem? And if He wanted to create and if He had a capacity, why should He not create a present world where people could live without suffering? So the question remains continuously a question. There is no answer. But those who have reached the balance between attachment and aversion, who have reached the state of equilibrium, vitrag, they were able to go deep into themselves and they had a clear consciousness and there is no impurity. And when they were pure, they were sure about the truth. The fundamental principles of life, which are governing this whole cosmos and universe. And what they are, there are two, soul and matter. Soul is sentient energy, indestructible. It has the capacity of understanding and determining what to do and what not to do. And the matter does not have understanding. It is matter in Sanskrit, in the words of the teacher Mahavira or Adinath, are Atma and Pudgala. Atma means soul, living, indestructible, sentient energy, and matter means insentient. It has no sense, and matter, not living. This is living. So these are the two elements, and their play, combination and permutation of these two elements play is nothing but this universe. This universe is a play of it. And how they play, they create happiness and unhappiness. When the soul is aware, that time what to take and what not to take, it has the sense of discerning sense. They call viveka. But when the soul is influenced by attachment or aversion or moha, so there are three words. Attachment means raga, aversion means dvesha, and intoxication is called moha. And we are intoxicated, we want the things, though they are harmful, but we don't have the sense to see what is beyond this need. Sometimes we take the things, we appear very pleasant, but we don't have awareness because of the moha we want to have. And ultimately, their nature work. So the soul and matter, and when you take the matter inside, allow that time you are not aware, and with what intensity, what intention, with what awareness you take, that makes positive or negative. So these are the result of the matter. How the matter comes in, it is called influx. And in Sanskrit, they are called ashrava. Ashrava means which is coming from all directions, the vibrations. And this influx goes with the soul, and with your intensity, it creates bondage, bandha. So, if you are taking lightly, the bondage is very light. But you make with great intensity, with great attachment, with great moha, then the bondage becomes very much. It is like a crazy glue. It is very difficult to break. So, here now, the punya and papa, there are two, positive and negative. When you take something with peace and happiness, it is good. When you take with anger and hate, that is papa. So things are the same, but your intention, your soul's awareness and unawareness make this. Now, from here we go to stoppage. When you are aware, you have the knowledge, then you know what to take and what not to take. Somebody is knocking at the door and you know who is at the door. You ask, and whether to allow or not, it is in your hand. It is called ashrava is there, but if you want to prevent it from coming, that you call samvara. Samvara means stoppage. And not allowing it. And when you don't allow, it does not bind.
For your tax-free donations, suggestions and comments, please visit mangalamshow.com.
When you allow, it binds. And with the help of mantra, meditation, you are taking out those have come already inside. That is called nirjara. Nirjara means stoppage, and what you are slowly dropping out, shedding will be the good. Nirjara means shed all the things which are occupying your consciousness and creating problem. And always you know the medical school of medical can tell you that your intensity, what you are taking in, it creating the secretion of the chemical in your body, the glands secretion. And you can see when you are in a good thoughts, good mood and good feeling, that time the secretion, the chemical secretion released from the gland in your body is little, you see, and your eyes are bright, your face is pleasant, and you are feeling happy. So we are really, it's a matter, it's all matter, we are nothing but matter. But the consciousness is there because of that how the matter is playing. The consciousness has the power, but it does not know the power because of the moha or ignorance. So the teaching is to be aware of what you are. That's the big thing. That's why the question is, who am I? Know who you are. So now the chemicals which are released in your body from the glands can create disease, sadness, anger, hate. And when you are in this flow, they create all effect on your body. Result is also there. If you take poison, you die. If you take nectar, you live long. So here, the negativity, when it goes, anger and blood pressure creates. And because the secretion in your body is created. So, awareness. So now they say, with the help of meditation, with the help of reciting mantra, with the help of feeling the presence of the vitraga, you have a peaceful state. And you are keeping the beautiful, peaceful image of vitraga, which has no attachment, no aversion. So if you see the image of Vitrag, Mahavira, the eyes are pleasant, the face is very peaceful, the whole posture, you can see the vibrations are emanating from the body of this image. So what must be the real state of that consciousness which has experience? Even the picture of it is so pleasant, the murti is so pleasant. Think of that. So Namo Rihantanam is the mantra that when you recite and say, I am taking Arihanta who have overcome their inner enemies and reached the state of consciousness. That is my state of consciousness. So this way you are coming in touch with yourself and you realize that I am Atma. The matter which has all the punya, positive, papa, negative, ashrava, inflow, samvara, stop, nirjara, shedding away, and bandha, binding, and moksha, freedom. Freedom from all these demanding desires. No desire, a state of desirelessness. When you reach that time, you reach moksha. So if somebody says, I want moksha, I want, it is bondage. And many people say, oh, I want moksha, but you are binding, no want, I don't need anything. You are contented and satisfied in yourself. And that is the peaceful state. And when you recite, Veera Sarva Sura Surendra Mahito Veeram Pudasam, and when you say Drashti Yugmam Prasannam, oh Bhagwan, your eyes are so peaceful, your face is so pleasant, and this is my nature. I have the same power to exhibit. So Atma, with this awareness, with this knowledge, with this meditation, and with this understanding, become Paramatma. So Atma is Paramatma, is the only one up to it. So you can see the Atma, bad thoughts goes down, Adhamatma. Atma with good thoughts and good living, life become Mahatma, Mahan and Atma. And Atma, free from all the negativity, all the karmas, all ignorance, is called Paramatma, supreme soul. So we have this inherent quality to become Paramatma. So I bow to you as Namo Arihant, because you have this desire to become Arihant. I have desire, but slowly, when you are moving inside, the desire is no more, because you have experienced the peaceful state of yourself. So this is the main fundamental teaching of this 9 elements: Jiva, Ajiva, Punya, Papa, Ashrava, Sambhara, Nirjara, Bandha and Moksha. And enjoy the freedom, knowing that you have a freedom of choice. It is up to you, make it or mar it. Have a good day.
For your tax-free donations, suggestions and comments, please visit mangalamshow.com. Welcome back. Today in Bhakti Sangeet, we present to you a very special program. As we are celebrating the birth anniversary of Lord Mahavir, we have this special dance drama which depicts the 14 dreams seen by Mata Trishula. This dance drama was performed during the Pratishtha Mahotsav at the Jain Center of New York. Today we bring the first part of the program, in which we'll be looking at 3 dreams that were seen by Mata Trishula. These are the lion, an elephant and a bull. The lion signifies the courage and the bravery. The elephant signifies the power, the strength, and the bull signifies the endurance. These were the qualities which the soul will be having who is going to be born. This is what the significance of these dreams are. Please enjoy. Thank you.
मङ्गलाणं च सौवेसिं पठमं हवै मङ्गलम्
श्री वीरजीनना चौदह स्वप्न श्री वीरजीनना चौदह स्वप्न
I hope you enjoyed today's program. We will be bringing the other 3 parts in the upcoming weeks. Please do not forget to tune in. Please write to us at mangalamshow@gmail.com and do visit us at www.mangalamshow.com. Until next time, Jai Jinendra.